Hello, I'm Bernard Hickey from interest.co.nz and welcome to a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB. Today we have the latest numbers from the Real Estate Institute on what happened to house prices in January. And they show that the median house price for all of New Zealand dropped to $325,000 from $328,500 last month, that last month being December. We have now prices down 7.7% from the peak in November 2007. This goes with data we got earlier in the week from Quotable Value showing prices down on average around about 8.3% in the year to January. Volumes, this is a really interesting one. Volumes in January were at 3,706, the number of houses sold. That's the lowest for any month in 17 years. Now, the Real Estate Institute says the market is obviously taking a wait-and-see approach to prices, and that's why volumes are down so low. And they say too that interest rate cuts don't seem to have revitalised the market in the way that many people thought. So what's going on here? Surely, as interest rates drop from well over 10% for variable rates to 7% or so, surely that would fire up demand for houses again. The trouble is that banks are being a lot tighter with their lending, so it's much harder to get now a 95% home loan, whereas 3 or 4 years ago just about everyone could get one. Also, there's less demand for new houses or to change houses as people worry about growing unemployment. Will they still have a job when they trade up to that more expensive house and have a higher mortgage? And we're also seeing the signs coming through from a very slow global economy, which is getting people nervous about what they buy. Now, overall, our personal opinion, this is interest.co.nz's, not necessarily ASB's, is that house prices will fall 30% from the peak in November 07 through the next 2 to 3 years. And that's because we think housing in New Zealand was fundamentally unaffordable. It had gone above where it should do. And because there was so much lending out there. And over the next few years, some of that lending is going to be pulled back in, as globally we see a deleveraging from the housing market. So there we have it. House prices down 7.7% from their peak, down slightly in January from December. The housing market certainly is in a bit of trouble. I'm Bernard Hickey. That was a special housing report brought to you in association with ASB.